What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to another GTA 5 online video. So guys, this week GTA 5 was actually free on PC on Epic Games. So a lot of new players in GTA 5 online this week. So I just wanted to make a quick guide on the best things that you can get in GTA 5 online if you're a beginner. Now also, if you're not a beginner, you can also get these things if you don't have them, because they're actually pretty good in GTA 5 and they're pretty good ways to make money, and they're actually essentials in the game. Now the first thing that you must have in GTA 5 is a apartment, and the reason why you need a apartment is, first of all, it's a location where you can spawn. So if you don't have any properties, you will just spawn at your last location or any random location, and this can actually be annoying because if you have an apartment, you will always spawn in that apartment. You can just adjust that in your settings, and it will be pretty easy for you because you always have your garage right next to you. You always spawn in the city or the place that you have your apartment, and it's not that annoying because sometimes you close your game when you were at a random location, and then it's actually really annoying to get back to the city or get back to your businesses or whatever. So you must have an apartment. That's actually pretty important. Now another reason why you must have an apartment is, and this is actually the more important reason, when you have an apartment, you also get to launch the heists, and with these heists you can actually earn a lot of money. So when you're a beginner, you might actually need this. Now the apartments here in Vinewood Hills, you can see them, are 1.1 mil of, for example. Of course, this is really expensive if you're a beginner. I actually don't have this apartment. I used to have it on my other account. It's a good location, but other locations in the city are also good. For example, this apartment over here, 217k. It looks quite nice. I have this location as well, and you also get a 10-car garage with it. So I would actually recommend this location. Any other location is also fine. Just make sure, for example, with this house or apartment, you only have a 2-car garage. So make sure that you actually have one with 10 cars, because later in the game, when you start buying cars, you actually want a place where you can store cars, and a separate garage is of course not a good investment. So make sure that you have the 10-car garage right away, so you don't have to worry about that later. So this location is actually a pretty good one. You can choose whatever apartment you want. For example, you can choose one in the north of the map, so in Blaine County as well. These are a little bit more cheap, but as you can see, for example, this one has 10-car garage as well, but I think this is actually only a garage. But these ones actually in the north in Blaine County, or these ones are actually in the city, never mind. But the ones in the north of the map only have a 2-car garage, so you might want to get one in the city. Anyway, when you have an apartment, you can just go ahead and go there, and you can just enter your apartment. You can also enter your garage, but if you just bought it, it of course will be empty. But when you have an apartment, you can just go upstairs, and in your apartment you actually have a little H on the map. Or maybe if you just started the game, you might not. If this is your first apartment, you probably have to wait for Lester to call you and inform you about the heists. But after that, you have this room in your apartment where you can actually launch all the 5 heists, so of this update. There are other heists as well, but for this one you need other stuff like the arcade and the facility, for example. But these 5 heists you can all launch when you have an apartment. It doesn't really matter which apartment, just any apartment, and you just go to the planning room, and there you can launch a heist. And this is actually a very good method to earn cash. You don't need anything besides the apartment, and it's a quick way to earn cash with your friends, because your friends also earn cash from this. So and they don't need the apartment, so only one person actually needs the apartment. But you have this planning board. With me it says enter replay because I already played them. Now the first one is the Fleeka job. You have a setup cost as well, so you have to do setups before you can actually play them. With the first one it's 11k, and you earn around 160k, I think, if it's your first time. So then you have the second one, and of course then by then you will have some money and you can pay for this. And the last one costs 100k to set up, but with that one you also earn more. And these ones, the last one is of course a little bit harder and a little bit more complicated. So it actually builds up, but it's a very good investment, the apartment. As I said, you also have a spawn location. The spawn location you can just adjust by going to your interaction menu. Now on PS4 this is a touchpad. On PC I have no idea how you open the interaction menu, but you just go to spawn location. With me it's my garage at that location, but you can just set it to anywhere you want. You also have the option last location, I think. So if you actually close your game when you're at a bad location, this might be annoying because you might just spawn in the desert and then you actually have to walk a while before you can even call a car, or random of course, but this is not an option that I actually recommend. I just set it to this garage because in this garage I have a lot of cars that I use currently, but you can of course set it to anything else as well. So that was the first thing that you need to buy. Now the second thing that you need to buy, by the way, if you want to go to your garage from your apartment, you can just go ahead and go to the door. You have the options exit apartment, and you also have the option enter garage. And in the garage you will of course have your cars if you own any. If you don't own any, then you of course won't have any cars in here. As you can see, it's almost full. I have one empty location, probably because I sold a car, or I don't know, but let me just show you guys the second thing that you want to buy. Now this is actually not a business, but you actually need it to get other businesses as well. It's the MC Clubhouse. You can get it at the Maze Bank foreclosure site. Now with this Clubhouse, if you have this, you actually have the ability to register as a MC president, and when you're an MC president you can actually run businesses that are from the MC how do you call it, from the motor clubs. Just so the cocaine and stuff like that, but you also have the ability to manage the bunker, because you need to be a CEO or a MC president before you can actually manage the bunker. You can also manage the hangars, and you can also manage the heists in the facilities. So this is actually something that you definitely need. Also with the arcade, you definitely need at least a MC Clubhouse or a CEO office, or else it actually limits you from doing a lot of stuff with the businesses in the game. So just get a MC Clubhouse wherever you want. The location doesn't matter that much. They're all pretty much in the city. But if you want to use it as a spawn location, for example, because you can use this as a spawn location as well, you might want to get it close to your apartment or close to any businesses that you might have already. I don't know, but they're all pretty much close to each other, so I would just suggest that you get the cheapest one. The prices aren't that expensive as well. As you can see, 400k. If you're beginning with GTA, this might seem a lot, but it's actually not. This one over here seems like a good location, or maybe the one I have. You can choose, but just get the MC Clubhouse, because this will give you the ability to actually register as a MC president. Let me just head over to my MC Clubhouse so you guys can see how it's like, and then I'll tell you guys the other the third thing you actually want to buy in GTA 5 Online. Now I just arrived at my MC Clubhouse. You can store bikes in here, so motorcycles, but you cannot store vehicles, so cars in here. So that's the reason why I didn't enter through the garage. But you can store 10 bikes in here, I think, as well. The Oppressor Mark II, if you own it, you can also store it in here. But anyway, when you have a MC Clubhouse, you can also launch a couple of missions with this MC Clubhouse, like MC Contract or MC Work and all of that. So MC Work, you can just do... Wait, let me just disband for a second so I can show you guys how you can register. So again, from the interaction menu, still don't know how to launch it at PC or start it at PC menu, but then you just go to Motorcycle Club, start a motorcycle club, and then you will register as a MC president. And this is pretty much what you need to actually manage your businesses. So if you're not registered, you cannot do anything in any business, except if, of course, if you're a CEO, then you can do it. But for the MC businesses, you definitely need to be MC. So here you have a planning room. Here you can start MC contract. So right now I have one contract on the wall. I can start it. It's a nice way to earn money. You can earn about 20k with this. But this is actually not the main reason why we got the MC Clubhouse. The only reason, or the main reason why we actually got the MC Clubhouse, is so we can buy other stuff, other businesses, and so we can manage them. Because without the MC Clubhouse, as I said earlier, you cannot do certain things in the game. So that's actually the main reason why we need this. Now after you have the Clubhouse, I will show you guys the third thing you actually want to get, and the third thing is actually the cocaine lockup. So this is a MC business. You can just go on your PC, go to cocaine, and go to buy businesses. Now that was the one that I own, and I would actually recommend yeah, you can look at the locations, but this is the cheapest one. For example, you can just go ahead and view map, and then you will see it's actually here near the lake, so in Blaine County. So for example, if you have a apartment in the city, this will be pretty far for you. So maybe you can buy an apartment that is closer to this business, so the cheaper businesses, so in the north of the map, so that might actually save you a lot of money. But if the city is of course the region in GTA where a lot of stuff happens and where a lot of players are, so a lot of people actually want their things in the city because the city is more exciting. But for example, if you buy an apartment in the north of the map, you can also go ahead and buy the cheaper businesses. For example, the Met business that is cheap is also in the north of the map. So this actually might be handy if you buy one apartment, because you can have 3 apartments, I think. One apartment in the north of the map, so you can actually spawn there, and then you can manage the businesses that you have over there. Because as you can see, if you want to buy a meth lab that is closer to the city, it's already 400k more expensive. But anyway, get a cocaine lockup. The location, as I said, is important because yeah, for the earnings it's not important, so we will earn the same amount of cash with each cocaine lockup. But as I said, for example, if you have an apartment in the city, then you won't be able to be, yeah, it will take a while before you can actually get to your cocaine lockup that's in the north of the map. So either you buy the expensive cocaine lockup and you have an apartment in the city, or either you have an apartment in the north of the map, so it doesn't have to be your only apartment, but yeah, make sure that you have one in the city as well, because you can not yeah, spawn in your cocaine lockup. I know it was a little bit messy, but the point was, if you get the cheaper one and you don't have anywhere to spawn in the in that region, because in the cocaine lockup itself you cannot spawn, you always have to go there, and it will be pretty far. Maybe you can even buy your MC Clubhouse in north of the map as well. I don't know if there's one over there though. I think most of them are in the city. But if you have a MC Clubhouse in the north of the map, you can also spawn over there. So let me just check that. And yeah, there's actually one over here. So maybe you can get the MC Clubhouse over here, and then you actually can get, oh wait, there's one over here as well. So if you get this MC Clubhouse, for example, then you can get the cheaper cocaine lockup. So that might be something good to do. So keep that in mind. But I know a lot of people actually prefer their stuff in the city, because yeah, the city is more exciting. The city has more stuff to do. As you can see, these are just mountains. There's not a lot of stuff to do, and the players are always here. And yeah, you have a lot more things in the city, much more closer to each other. Just as in real life, people like living in the city more. But anyway, look at the locations. Make sure that all the things you buy are a little bit close to each other. So don't just go ahead and buy everything at the same time. Just look at the locations a little bit. So as I said, you can buy a apartment in the city, for example. Then you can buy the MC Clubhouse in Blaine County, so in the north of the map, and then you can go ahead and buy a cocaine lockup that's close to that as well. Or as I did, you can buy everything in the city, but then you'll have to pay a lot more. But it's also very easy. When everything is in the city, it's a lot easier, I have to admit that. Now the next thing we want to get is actually a CEO office. The reason why we're getting the CEO office, now we already have a MC Clubhouse, so we don't actually need it for the bunker and stuff like that. But the reason why we're getting a MC Clubhouse, sorry, a CEO office, is because there are some businesses that you can only play with your CEO office, so you have to be a CEO for that. And there's actually one business with the CEO that's very good, and that's actually the reason why we're buying it. The business what I'm talking about is the vehicle warehouse. With the vehicle warehouse, you can earn a lot of money. I already earned a lot of money off of this, and it's actually a very good business. The way it works is you just buy cars, steal cars, steal cars, sell cars, and that's it pretty much. You don't have to do anything else, and it's actually a very good business to earn cash with. Now you have 3 types of cars. You have mid-range, I think, low range, or top range, I think. And the top range cars, you can actually sell them with a 80k profit each, and that's actually pretty good. But anyway, here I'm at my CEO office. So this is the 4th thing you want to buy, and then the 5th thing you want to buy is the vehicle warehouse, and I will show you guys in a minute how you can get those things. So for the CEO office, you go to Dynasty 8 Executive. Now here I highly recommend getting the one that I have, because it's the cheaper one. Just go and get it. The other ones are really expensive. With the Maze Bank Tower, it costs 4 mil, and you don't want to spend that on an office when you're just beginning. Or not even when you have been playing the game for a while. Now, when you have this office, you now have the ability to register as a CEO. The CEO is kind of the same as the MC president. It just has the difference that with the CEO things, you can do certain things that are just for CEOs, and with the MC, you can do certain things that are just for the MCs. But a lot of businesses are actually, the newer businesses in the game are actually for both. So, for example, the bunker, you can be a CEO or a MC president. It doesn't matter that much. But anyway, when you have a CEO office, you just go to your PC, and you can already see this PC is a lot more fancy. The cash, yeah, you cannot buy the cash. It's just the more money you have in your bank account, the more cash will be in the apartments. So right now I think I have like 50 mil, so that's the reason why there's so much money. I've seen a lot of YouTubers that have like 100 mil and the floor is just covered with money. But anyway, you have to disband your MC, of course, and then you have to go to SecuroServe, and there you go ahead and register as a CEO. Now you can manage this PC. With the CEO, the same with the MC, you can launch VIP work as well. VIP challenges, these are actually good, especially if they're a double cash. So each week we have something that's double cash. But these are actually pretty good and pretty fast way to earn money in free mode as well. But anyway, when you have a CEO office, when you're at your PC registered as a CEO, you can just go to vehicle cargo, and then you can go to warehouse map, go to all. So right now I'm at owned. And then you'll have a couple of options. There are 9. I would just say go ahead and get the cheapest one. The locations are pretty close to each other, so go ahead and get the cheapest one, except if it's this one maybe, because this location really sucks. But oh, these are actually pretty expensive. But go ahead and get the cheapest one, because again, the profit is the same for any business, so the location doesn't matter. And as you can see, the storage is everywhere. It's 40 vehicles, so you can store 40 vehicles in this, and you can sell 4 at a time max. But if you sell 4, you of course need 3 people helping you. But anyway, this is the one that I have. The way it works is actually just go ahead and source vehicle. You just do source vehicle, and then your assistant will find the vehicle. Now if you're just beginning, then the range, so the price of the vehicle can be random. But a trick that I do is I just fill my vehicle warehouse up with standard and mid-range vehicles. So yeah, earlier I said low range, but it's standard and mid-range. And when you have 10 mid-range and 10 standard range vehicles, you will only actually find top vehicles. So when I source a vehicle right now, I will only get top vehicles. So that's a trick that a lot of people use. As you can see, I have 20 vehicles. I have 10 standard and 10 mid-range, I think. And if I source any more, then it will only be top. And that's of course the thing that you want. Now you can also renovate the warehouse, but any renovations I don't recommend, because they're just for the looks and they're not really anything special. So let me actually just source a vehicle so you guys can see how it works. I will try to cut it out so the video won't be that long. But you just enter your PC. So when you want to launch this mission, you actually have to do it from your CEO office. Just go to vehicle cargo, and this is the business that I have. As you can see, I already earned 9 million off of this, and to be honest, I haven't actually used it that much. Vehicles stolen 130, vehicles exported 100 vehicles. So 100 vehicles, okay, that's actually a lot, but there are people that actually sold like 1,000 vehicles and they have like earnings up to 100 mil. So as you can see, I got a message, top range. This is of course because I have, like I said, 10 mid-range and 10 standard range already. So when you have 10, you won't source any more standard or mid-range. So this is a very good trick in the beginning. Just fill it up with the mid and standard range. Don't sell those vehicles. Just wait until you only get top range vehicles. So I will just complete this mission and bring the vehicle back to the warehouse. So you just have to steal it. You have a couple of different missions, but they all come down to the same thing. You just have to steal a vehicle and get it back to your warehouse, and then you can sell it immediately. Okay guys, we got the car, and yeah, you have to use a boost to actually get off it. Now if you have the car, make sure that you don't damage it, because it already says 1k repair costs, and these are actually costs that you have to pay. So try to get it to your warehouse as clean as possible without any damage. So let me just go ahead and skip to my warehouse so you guys actually don't have to see the driving part, because this video already takes quite a while. Okay, we're almost at the business. As you can see, 3.3k damage. So there were some NPCs following me, so I just try to do it quick. It doesn't matter for me that much. But if you're, of course, beginning, you want to save a little bit of money, so try to keep the damage as low as possible. So now I can go ahead and go to my PC in my warehouse, and I can go ahead and sell these vehicles. If you have friends helping you as prospects, or actually associates for the CEO business, sorry, you can sell multiple cars. If you have 2 friends helping you, you can sell a total of 3 cars. But anyway, that was the last thing that I wanted you guys to buy. The top range vehicle I can now sell for 100k, but if you sell it for 100k, you actually have to pay 20k before you can actually launch the mission. But that's something else. I hope the video wasn't too long, guys. It's hard to explain these businesses short, because I can talk 20 minutes about each business, about all the things you need to know, but I wanted to keep it short. Now, these 5 things that I just said, you of course don't have to buy them all at once. I know in the beginning you don't have a lot of money, but just buy them in the order that I said, and then you can build up and to have, so you can have a lot of money in GTA. Now, one thing that I didn't say you have to buy was the bunker, and I know a lot of people will say, hey man, why did you say the cocaine lockup and not the bunker? The bunker is much better. Now the reason is, first of all, I think the bunker is a little bit more complicated because you have like the research and as well, and the bunker just seems a little bit more complicated, and it also takes longer before you can actually earn money. But for example, this week we have double cash and discounts on the bunker, so if you want to get the bunker and you're watching this before May the 21st, you can go ahead and get the bunker as well, because it's in discount. You can get it at the Maze Bank foreclosure site, so the same site as the MC Clubhouses. But the reason why I said the cocaine lockup in general is because I think the cocaine lockup is a little bit more easier. In my opinion, that was also the thing that I did. I got the cocaine lockup first, and then I got the bunker, and I actually earned a lot of cocaine money with the cocaine. So that just what I think. Also, one thing more you can get is the Kuruma. Of course, if you're beginning, you can get this after you've done the first heist. So you have to have an apartment for that, of course. But after you played the first heist, so the Fleeka Bank as a host, you can go ahead and get the Kuruma. It's a very good armored vehicle. If you're in the Kuruma, no one can actually shoot you because it's bulletproof, so it's very good in any combat against NPCs or just against other players. It should cost around 500k. I know it's a little bit expensive, all of these things in the beginning, but after a while, after you're playing GTA, you will notice that you actually will earn money much easier, and these things won't seem that expensive anymore. So this car, the Kuruma Armored, make sure you get the armored one and not the regular one. 525k. It's a good investment. I still use it. It's not that new, but it's actually still good. That was pretty much it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If there's anyone who thinks, hey, you missed out on this, or maybe, oh, you should have said this instead of that, you can leave a comment. If you have been playing GTA for a long while, you can share your knowledge, you can share the information that you have. There might be some things that I missed out on or I forgot. I have been playing GTA for a long while as well, and there are a lot of new things in the game since it came out, a lot of DLC, so there's actually a lot in this game, so it's really hard to address it all in this video, but I try to make it a little bit simple for the people that are just beginning, just so you guys know where to start, because as I said, there are a lot of things you can buy compared to the first launch of the game. So I hope it was useful. Leave a comment if you liked the video. Leave a like, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.